Hi, my name is Mark Copeman from Being Smarter. In this very short review, I want to show you one of the best applications I've ever seen. It's called Putler, and the reason it's one of the best applications I've ever seen is because it takes the pain of the PayPal website, the speed that it doesn't run at, the complexity of actually trying to navigate it and pull out data and transactions, and it puts a front end on that database and all the transactions, and it turns it into something pretty special and pretty intuitive, and most of all, it's lightning fast as well. So I think it's the most fantastic innovation because PayPal is just such a obviously a well-used sort of common standard amongst many people selling online. So do take a look at the next few minutes, and I think you'll be delighted with what you see. Okay, so the first thing you do to grab hold of the application is head over to putler.com, P-U-T-L-E-R. I've got to say, the site doesn't do them justice. It's clearly just beginning. Not the prettiest looking site, but nonetheless it does exactly what you need it to do. The download button will give you instant access, and the application is an Adobe Air application. So if you're used to things like Market Samurai, a desktop application, it's not browser based, then you'll understand what that's all about. There's a quick tour around the place, some screenshots and a video there, and again probably doesn't do it as much justice as it could do, but the most important thing as well, of course, is the pricing plans. And just to get that right up front, these prices here are one-off for the year, but there's a $34 charge per year after the first year on top of that. But it's the premium one is the one I think is worth going for. You can get instant access, as it said, and get going in 5 minutes. I really like that as a concept, and they give you a few pointers as to how to get going. I'm going to talk about that as well, because again, that's not as simple as it could be. So once you've downloaded the application, the thing that it does, first of all, this is the app you're looking at now, it gives you some sample data to get going with, which is such a good idea. If you study 37 Signals and what they do, they talk about the first state where you actually see what an application looks like at the very, very beginning when you first start using it, which is different to any other time that you're going to access that application. So if I click that, we're now looking at some sample data. So this is an interface into a PayPal account. Okay, so it's using the existing PayPal API and any sort of data transactions that you have in your account, and it's bringing them into this lovely, lovely format. Now, the other thing I'm just going to point out before I just show you very quickly what tour of the application, we've got in order to set up your own PayPal account, it's not straightforward if you're not familiar with the PayPal API. So I've just done a few screenshots for you here. If you log into PayPal and then you actually click on Profile and My Account, the little drop down there, it will take you to the My Account screen. Now, the API information that you need to input into Putler to get your account up and running is buried away a little bit, believe it or not, under Selling Preferences. This is why PayPal it's just so frustrating to use their site. You know, who'd have thought it would be there? So if you click on My Selling Preferences and have a look here, can you see API access? Click on the Update button, and again, ridiculous terminology, because actually it's an information area as much as an update button. And then you've got two options: to grant API permission or view API signature. And what we want to do is option 2, view the API signature. If you click on that, it will then give you, obviously blurred it out for obvious reasons, the username, the password, and the signature, which is a long data string. And if we then go back into the Putler application, what you can then do is add your own account. So we'll come back to the sample data in a second, but to add your own account, if you click on Settings, you can then click the just move this up, it's just gone off the screen, click the plus button here, and you can then go ahead and enter. The account name can be whatever you want it to be, a username, password, and that signature that we've just found out. If you click on that button that says how to get API settings, it's not particularly clear. It takes you to another site. Should keep it within the Putler site really, but hopefully that gives you some pointers on how to set up your own account. So the thing about this application is it's so intuitive. It barely needs me to show you what's going on here, but the dashboard at the top, you can either choose from total sales, the product set that you sell, customers, or then actually go down into transactions. So whilst this is a dashboard, as you can see here, you can also use it for transactions. So here are some of the transactions in this test account. So as you can see, it now lists, if you click on each individual transactions here, it actually shows you over on the right hand side. Now with a live site, this will, in fact, actually I can see it's just gone off the screen. With a live site, just move that down a little, you can see that we've actually got the details over here on the right hand side as you expect. Now if you use your own data, what you'll then see are things like refund buttons. So you haven't got to go into the PayPal account to do a refund, which is just extraordinary. It's so useful. Come out of transactions and go to products. You can see the different products that you may or may not be selling on your website, and you can select one and it will show you the latest and greatest. And we've got percentage splits up here, and if we hover over some of these markers, it will give you extra information as well. You can see the numbers changing at the top with the dates. Of course, also you've got this fantastic timeline here, which you can then change to 6 monthly, or choose the period that you're interested in examining. Some nice, really nice little sort of added value metrics here. The average sold per day, and so on, and all the other stuff come up here. Now, also, if you leave this up and running on your desktop, whether it be your Mac or your PC, you'll actually get, I've seen this myself, it's just brilliant, you'll actually get little notifications in the top of your screen saying, sale just made and so on, which can be distracting, but at the same time, if it's something you want to be monitoring, it's incredibly useful. There's a customer list here, so you can see what people have bought on multiple occasions perhaps, so 2 transactions with this particular person here. And the final one, you can also do comparisons between different types of data, whether it be products that you're going to monitor over time. It really is just so easy to use, and you can also do a little search. So if you've got a PayPal transaction that someone's emailed you about, you can just put in the number, copy paste the number in here, and up it will come down on the dashboard. I cannot tell you how fabulous this app is. I've only been using it for a couple of days, and it's already changing my life, frankly, which is why I felt compelled to do this little review. The only minor things I would say is just the initial help on setup. It's a bit fiddly to find that API, and I suspect this is new. I suspect this is just going to keep on moving and growing over time. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you very soon.